Hello, this is James Sakala, aka James Sakala. I'm an Afro jazz singer, songwriter, producer, percussionist, guitarist, farmer, etc., etc.
When did you discover your passion for music, and at what point did you realize this was something you could pursue professionally?
Okay, so 2002, when I left high school, I joined a theater group, a drama group. I got a training for being a thespian, and after that, I discovered I could sing in a theater group. So I worked with that theater group for 4 years, and then after that, I met Chameleon, who later introduced me to Charlie Bravo from Sling Beats, who later recorded my first song, which never came out. And later, I found myself at Unique Records, and that's how the journey started. So I would safely say 2006, somewhere, yeah.
Okay, and in those years when you were still trying to build up your career and make a name for yourself, what life lessons did you learn?
Patience. Patience, everybody needs patience in life because great things are not built in one day. You need a lot of patience because that's the time that you're learning. You have to learn a lot of things about what you're trying to pursue. So I had to deal with a lot, you know, and it's not easy to be patient when you really want something. So yeah.
And what have been some of the highlights of your musical career so far?
The day I met the great Dr. Oliver Mtukudzi, the late, who later became my mentor, and also the day I recorded a song with him, which features on my first album, in Sale, and the song is called Dura Mtoro. And the first time I performed in Malawi, I had a sold-out concert. Yeah, that's one of the things. Otherwise, there are many.
And it's no secret that you love Kalindula, and your mission has been to revive this classic genre of Zambian music. What is it about Kalindula that you love so much?
I wouldn't say I want to revive it. I actually want to keep it alive because I feel it's still alive. I can tell you that the most played songs in the country of all times are Kalindula songs. The Piquet Shalas, the John Mwansas, the National Pitch and Kazembe songs. So Kalindula is still alive. So I just want to keep it alive and introduce it to the new generation so they can, you know, take it further. You know, so I love Kalindula. I feel like that's our natural sound. It's we don't have to force ourselves to make that sound. That's who we are.
If you could only listen to 3 musicians for the rest of your life, which ones would you choose?
So the most interesting part about me is that I don't like listening to music to listen, to enjoy. I like listening to music to learn. So, but sometimes, yes, I listen to music. So I would say Piquet Shala, Pompey, it's my G. Well, apart from me being his friend, I mean, I love his music, I'm a big fan. And Bob Marley, yeah.
Okay, the first musician that I said you don't listen to music for entertainment. Okay, do you ever experience stage fright, and if so, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, so I always experience stage fright, and I think the reason is simple. If you are a real musician, you should experience stage fright. You should never grow bigger than going on stage. And that helps because it will always remind you that you have to give the best of you to the fans and also the client. So each time you're going on stage, if you feel that fright, it reminds you that you are here to work. You're not here for jokes. Because the day you're going to feel too confident, just know you're losing it. That's why people say a lot of things that they're not supposed to say in front of people, you know, so yeah. So for me, how I deal with it is I just seclude myself. I'll go in a corner and be quiet, and my band knows. When we're about to go on stage, I stop talking because I am meditating and dealing with my spirit to, you know, remind me that we are here for work. Let's do the best of us. Let's give the people the best of us. Yeah.
What does the Zambian music industry get right and what needs to be improved upon?
That's a tough question. I don't think we are getting, anyway, yes, we are getting some things right. Like the sound has improved, both in studio and also on stage. We have good sound engineers now who are trying to catch up with time. I can mention quite a few, like Ben Blazer, Ringman from Soundwave, Ben Blazer from Blazer Events, and a few others. And I feel like they are working hard. These guys are working hard, trying to gain more knowledge so that they can improve the industry. Now, a lot of artists want to do live performances. But even in us trying to do a lot more live performances, I feel like we have to put in 100 in order to make sure that we are giving people the best of the live performances. You know, it's very annoying and disappointing when a visiting artist comes, they perform after you perform, and their performance, like you can't even get to, 2% of what they've given, you know what I mean? So I feel like we need to pull our socks and, work hard as artists and improve our live performances. I myself am learning. I know that I'm one of the very few artists that can actually do a proper live performance in Zambia. But I still feel like I have a lot to learn. So I feel like that's the attitude that every artist needs to adopt going forward. Yeah.
I once interviewed you once. Excuse me again. I interviewed you once several years ago, and you mentioned that if you weren't a singer, you would be a farmer. And even in your introduction, you actually referred to yourself as a farmer. Can you tell us about your love for farming?
Yeah, like I said last time, I grew up on a farm. My grandfather taught me farming, so that's my other passion. And right now, I have a field. I'm doing a lot of projects at our family farm in Mukushi. I still don't have a farm myself, but we have like 3 family farms. So, and they are huge, So I'm doing projects. I'm doing a fruit field where I have bananas and mangoes, and also in another farm I'm doing soybeans for this coming rain season. So yeah, so I've started pursuing that direction as well. Hopefully I'll become a commercial farmer soon.
Are you selling any land?
No, we are not selling land. Don't sell land.
It's
Please,
huge.
don't sell land. Don't.
Okay. What does success mean to you, and when did you first start to feel successful?
What success means to me in my direction of work as a musician is me being satisfied that I'm able to do what I love doing and I'm giving the best of me. Success, I don't believe that success is all about money and how much you're making. It's about the satisfaction, the fulfillment that you're getting from what you're doing. So the first time I felt it was when I went to do a gig in Zimbabwe, and it was a memorial for Oliver Mtukudzi, and it was in a stadium, and the stadium was packed. Yes, obviously there were a lot of other musicians from South Africa, from within Zimbabwe. I traveled with Amayenge as well, but just to see people go crazy when I got on the stage to sing my first song really humbled me. I think I even broke a tear. But yeah. So for me, that's success for me. So.
What is your favorite song to perform, and what's the meaning behind it?
My favorite song to perform will always be Kasongo. Well, I can't say always be, because I'm still making music. I mean, I'm actually working on a new album right now, so hopefully it will be out end of December or first week, second week January next year. But I love Kasongo because it's a song that talks about choose your friends wisely, make your decisions, like be wise about your decisions and what you do and what you spend time on, all that stuff. Yeah.
Can you sing some lines from the song for us?
Oh, yes. Amampulu yakale, vitala vyakale, kasongo wakula, kasalia banove wamoni nenguye, oh. that song. I do.
If you were to turn one of your songs into a TV show or movie, which one would it be and why?
Oh wow. Ish, I've never thought about that. TV show, movie, one of my songs. Maybe Akatina Kakwalesa, maybe, I don't know. Because I feel like what I'm addressing on that song is what is currently going on. Like a lot of young people don't know their culture. They are being mischievous out here. You know, like doing a lot of things that they're not supposed to do at their age. There's a lot of things that are happening in this generation that I feel we need to sing about a lot as musicians, and also filmmakers need to make a lot of movies and series, you know, to just educate and bring us back in the direction that our parents would love us to go. So maybe Akatina Kakwalesa, and it's song number 5 on my first album. Yeah.
What misconceptions do people have about you?
Do I know any? I don't know. To be honest, people say I'm a nice person, so maybe they fail to tell me where I need to work on. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Is there any criticism that you receive sometimes, apart from, you know, people telling you're nice? Is there an opposite? What's the criticism?
Criticism. Ish. I feel like people have been fake for a long time to me, because nobody ever criticizes me. But someone told me that I've got a short temper. I didn't believe though, but I mean, it's their opinion. Because I feel like I'm a very slow to anger person. I've always been like that. I like to understand a person before I react. Maybe because of my martial arts background, because I'm a senior karateka, so I'm very patient with people. But I mean, I'm sure even in my patience, maybe that temper shows. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah.
And what is your most prized personal possession?
Most prized personal possession. I think my guitars. I have this guitar which costs about 40,000 kwacha. Apart from that, nothing.
Wow, 40,000.
Yeah.
That's how much guitars cost?
They are actually they are guitars which cost like $100,000. Yeah. But mine is 40.
Speaking of possessions, could you please tell us about the headdress that you're wearing?
Oh yeah, my headgear. That's what people call it. We call it chishango. It's Ngoni outfit, part of Ngoni outfit, worn by Ngoni warriors, just to show that you're a Ngoni warrior. So I like to address myself as a Mpezeni's son, you know, one of Mpezeni's sons, because I'm a warrior. So this is what it means. So when you see me wearing this, just know this is a Ngoni warrior.
How do you like to relax and unwind?
I love to take long drives. I love nature. I love looking at hills, mountains, you know, open fields, waters, you know. So yeah, I love nature. In that moment, I don't like listening to any sounds, nothing. Actually, those drives, most of them, I do them alone, because I don't want someone to be asking me questions. So I just want to be alone and, you know, appreciate God's work. Yeah.
What are your favorite and least favorite local foods?
I used to love visashi, all forms of visashi. Mundioli, the dongas, Chihuahua yakusashira for the Bembas, you know, Lumanda yakusashira for both Bembas and Easterners. I used to love that, but then for some reason now I get like a running tummy whenever I eat anything that has groundnut powder. So now I just love fish. I eat a lot of fish. I can eat fish every day of the week, every day. And I think from here I'm actually going to eat shima with fish. This is almost lunch. Yeah, I love fish.
What are your thoughts on impwa?
Ish, whoever discovered impwa, I think they were trying to kill themselves.
Thank you very
Then
much.
they realized they are
Thank
not
you.
dying. Then it became a relish. So I don't know what they were trying to do, but I eat impwa, you know. When it's served on the table, you know how it is in homes. You can't say, I don't want this, you know, you'll be labeled. So you just eat for the sake of. I hate impwa with a passion.
Thank you so much. I agree. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
I don't remember, and I don't remember what I did for the first time. I don't remember the first time I walked as a baby, so that doesn't count, obviously. Oh, yes. Now, I don't know if I should tell this story because it involves weed. So, in 1998, I went to a place called Fuwila Mission for the first time. That was the first time I was going there. I was taken there for school, actually, grade 9. And I met this guy called Alex. And he used to be a good friend of my cousin, Alex. So I didn't know these guys used to smoke weed. So they took me for a walk. And they started rolling and they started smoking. And I was curious, you know how it is. I said, no, let me try. 1 pull, 2 pulls, 3 pulls. I started laughing. I kid you not, I laughed for 1 hour. You know, I was tired. I slept on, I was on the ground for like 30 minutes. Now the guys got worried, so they started looking for water. And it's wrong to give someone who has smoked weed to give them water. You know, you have to just leave them. I mean, after a few minutes it goes away. But they gave me water and they made it worse. And after that I had a headache for 2 days straight. Yeah, I will never forget that experience. Weed, it's bad. Don't do weed, don't.
Okay, can you think of one that doesn't involve weed?
No.
Not illegal. Okay, let me ask you something else.
But this one you can keep it. It's a lesson. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm saying don't do weed. Don't do weed.
Okay, I'll still add another question. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
The most adventurous thing. Well, I'm very black. I will never play with snakes. What? Lions, like do lion walks at Mundawanga or that place, Chikuni, what no. I remember when I was an ambassador for Proflight, Zambia, with Pompey, Chef 187, Cleo Ice Queen, Kiki, and Kanji. We went to Mfuwe for the first time. Yeah, I felt like that was the most refreshing trip ever. And that was the first time I was going to a national park. So I had fun watching lions vis-a-vis, Copper Belt vis-a-vis, you know. So, and I remember at some point I got too excited. I wanted to jump off the car and take a closer picture of one of the lions. And that tour guide shouted at me. I think that's how my day ended. Because the whole time after that, I just folded myself in the car and I was just looking at everyone doing activities. Yeah, it's good to be humble. Don't get too excited. Life. I don't know if that counts.
Yes. What's the best life advice you've ever received?
The best life advice, the first one from my grandmother. She taught me to respect people. Doesn't matter where you've met them, how you've met them, who they are, what they are doing. Even if they are working for you, you have to respect people. When I'm speaking vernacular, I always add ba. It doesn't matter, even if you are young, I will address you as bachite, you know. And also in just how I speak to you, how I interact with you, I always make sure that I'm very sensitive, so I always watch people's emotions, yeah, so that I don't cross you. I love to do that. The other life lesson is that I should always remember that I should always have something by the side. I can pursue my career as my passion, first passion, but I should always have something by the side to, you know, give me that steady flow of income, which has really helped me. So yeah, that's some of the best advices I've gotten from people.
Okay, that's interesting. We had El Mukuka here, and he said the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Don't have a backup plan, because then it will take away your focus.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I mean, I think it's how you see it as a person.
What's the worst life advice you've ever received?
That tomorrow is never promised. So when you make money, eat that money. Worst advice ever. Invest. When you make whatever amount you're making, try and invest in something.
Thank you, James. That was the last question.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Signing out, James Sakala.